Hi guys, me Misha. Everything I say is not financial advice, my personal opinion. Welcome to the first day of the winter, in the first month of the winter. Weekend. It's interesting. It went higher anyways. So this can be like neglected. It's all was the weekend. Yo guys, I tried to send some money to Russia. Um, it was immediately blocked by OFAC. Now I'll have to deal with them. They don't return the money. Uh, they demand an explanation. That was an interesting experiment. Um, I don't think any of this is good. It's counter trend. We passed the transition experiment. Volume distribution is not. It's not long. It's not short, I mean. On day though, it's all here. Day does look like an exhaustion. Then we're in the balance. We're in the balance, and it's a weak approach. And then boom, about an hour volume distribution. So we need a close manipulation signal. For this. Well, technically, November 25. No, it was below the level. Yeah, it's a good volume here. It's a good volume here. So none of this matters. And our previous yeah. So I don't think this level is good for anything. Now look at this volume. Black Friday comes late. Cyber Monday. That's true. The stock exchanges. Um, cyber. Yeah, I don't think there's anything good for us here. I'm sorry. Yeah. 14.5, but look at the volume. It shouldn't spring like this. It shouldn't spring with this volume. It's pretty much everything. Pretty much everything. Oh, sorry. And by the way, this 0.5 makes no sense anyways. It's got to be like this in order to make sense. Yeah, it's inside the range. Yep. All this, on the contrary, it was a balance. Same here. It changed direction. Oil. Oil. There was a test level. That was nice in 0.5, but volume distribution. But volume distribution didn't look like it at all. There's a bigger volume in reverse. From the base of this resisting more. It's continuation of the trend. It changed direction. Oh, no good on no good on 5 minutes. Just give me a quick sec. Um, that's technically something, but but my biggest takeaway from this weekend is that I should trust system more. Yeah, none of that looks good. Look how deep this is. Well, I'll tell you what looks good. This volume looks good. This is the last minutes of the week and month. So neglectable. This is like way too deep for 0.5. And it's in the resistance bar. Well, it's gonna break months, it looks like. Year, I mean. Hourly makes no sense. It's continuation of the trend, however. Yeah, it just makes no sense. Also, it was a sign of, was a supporting bar. Done. And then exhaustion. One bar reversal, which we normally don't trust, and unvolumed. Then it's gone lower. This is unvolumed, this is unvolumed. However, oops. And then untested went higher. Yeah. AMD doesn't look like a good candidate. This volume is even bigger. We're here now. Yeah. Um, Um, Apple. Yeah, they're like too close to this level. So let me see how strong the break is. How strong the break is. And it's all here. So yeah, it's a very powerful break because most likely the price magnet pulls the market magnet pulls the price to meet this level. Should not trade from 0.5 here at all. This is fair too. Ah, this would have worked. This would have worked. I also figure out something about ETFs during this weekend, which is, do they have a limited amount of shares or do they like inflate and deflate based on the demand? Because stocks, they have limited amount of shares, like Ford. Unless they do additional emission, they have like limited amount of shares. I'm curious if that's true for ETF or they're more like futures. If people want to buy, just ETF automatically issues more shares, or no, that wouldn't make sense, I think. Anyways, I found a potential difference in between regular stock and ETF. I'll need to read in. I'll need to investigate. Yeah, that doesn't look like it. That doesn't look like it. So this 0.5 doesn't matter. Right? What can you do about it? Just trust that system. You're like right here. We're in the breaks, and it's an ICE political stock. Intercontinental exchange. What is intercontinental? Intercontinental. market intelligence services, and technology solutions. It operates through the following exchanges: fixed income, okay, financials. Uh, yeah, something like this. Let's see. Once again, this spring volume is a little too high for the entire wave. Shouldn't be like this because it's manipulation signal of correction. So it should be like moderately. There should be an increased volume. Big, but not too big. You know the drill. Yeah. It's 0.5. Looks like it's gonna break. Oh my. And look how it's not the most powerful now. It's pretty big, but look at this drop down. Like, how do you just take it like this? Like YOLO style? I don't think so. Well, one would expect some bounce from here because that's not how levels are broken. And this is not so bad after all. Yeah, this is the not the biggest, but one of the. And it's a weak approach. Just take a test. And then enter. Might work. Look on this tail. After a test, it could work. Cyber Monday's over. Cyber Monday's over. This was too much, wasn't it? That would need to test. That would need a test, at the very least. Dude, look at this volume. It's like no point. Also, you know how like methodical I am. Maybe it's my way of avoiding reality, really, because there's absolutely no point to chart this guy. I think while still doing it. Because for the next 40 minutes, that's the world we are living in. Yeah, it's continuation of the trend, but very much all the same. Not very much all the same. Too much of a volume, maybe. Isn't it? I think it is. Too far from 0.5, maybe. Bypassed our transition extremum, which was here. Let's see. I think this thing is out. I think this thing is out. Well, yeah. Yeah. Too sad, too bad. I think this was the previous. It's not previous, but current. T1, T2, and then beams. Nice and clear. One and done. One and done. Do we want any of this business? Is it the real volume? 26, 43 million, 26. I don't think it is. Yeah. I don't think this volume is real. So probably and coincidence of the levels is not bad here. The only problem is this biggest volume, which is all right. Considering its counter trend. Yeah, So that's not terrible. It's a red day. It's a red day. I'm gonna go start my day. Looks like it's gonna close in correction. Why am I? It's 2-time frame. It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad. And the last approach is not weak. One bar reversal, and then change direction. Volume levels are still good. Yeah, I don't know what I. Yeah, it's based on like 2-time frame, but it's all right, I think. And this is good too. Maybe this is a little too far for our. And it changed direction anyway. It went down, down, balance, up, and then down again, and then up, up, up. One bar reversal, down, 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 up, up, and down again, and up, up, and down again. Oh my God. So yeah, it's definitely. It's an interesting volume. Yeah, it's from the last approach. It's one of the biggest volumes. Okay. Then this volume comes in. It broke too high, so probably it will need transitioning from an hourly and all these things. But for now, I just had a eureka insight. Maybe stock with lower liquidity have more distinct exhaustion volumes because when the volume is big overall, it's easier to hide. Uh, there's too much volume in there. Maybe I should downgrade my screening criteria. Yeah, I like everything about Fang actually, to be honest with you. Mm, yeah, and that makes our day, I think. Okay, well, we have plenty. None of this rigs like Fang. Maybe it's just the novelty of it, but I do like it. Delilah is the new word I've learned from. I have it here. I haven't here. How did I do this? Yeah. Okay. Delilah and League the Kaiser are two biggest takeaways from working with Larry David for what, like 4 days recently. Not really, like way more. A huge inspiration, uh, as he is as an actively working actor. He's just amazing. Um, and his energy, his humor is absolutely non-PC, but it's hilarious. Uh, I don't know. So many things, so much implied. It's so much to be on set um, that you learn just by being there. Yeah, this model apparently doesn't work. And on test, we have bigger volume than on the manipulation signals that pretty much nullifies the whole thing. That's why we need a test always. Um, well, what can I say? Another day in paradise. Uh, I missed the trade on. Oh no, what stock did they have open? Yeah, have a go. Yeah, I'm excited about this guy on monthly, daily. Already gets volume, and it's gonna get so much more on hourly. And my biggest takeaway, maybe I need to look into um, stocks like 10 and more billion and see if the volumes are better in there, more indicative. Maybe I need like a smaller cap stocks to really see what's going on. Till then, oh my gosh, I never brought back my face. But yeah, take care, trade responsibly on your own. Never listen to anyone, no one knows anything. Learn and grow in the communities of like minded people, such as myself.